Good morning, dear students. I am here before you with part 6 of chapter 6, that is tissues. This is the last part of the chapter, and already plant tissues we have discussed, and three types of animal tissues also we have done. In this part, we are going to discuss the last type of animal tissue, that is nervous tissue. Okay, so let me start. Nervous tissue. Here in the picture, you can see the structure of nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is also called neuron, and you can see the structure of nervous tissue is very much similar to a tree. This is nervous tissue. All the cells possesses the ability to respond to stimuli, but the cell of nervous tissues are highly specialized for being stimulated and then transmitting the stimulus very rapidly from one place to another within the body. And that is the main function of nervous tissues. Here you can see the structure of nervous tissue, and you will see that this is cell body. If you are following my red pen, you are able to see the structure of cell body, and these are dendrites. This is structure, actually these are the receptors, and that is axon from here to here. Okay, and that is the nerve ending or axon terminals. Any message or any stimulus will be received by here, by this portion, and it that will pass from the body and then axon, and with the help of nerve ending it will pass to the another neuron. That is simple function of neuron. The basic unit of communication in the nervous system is the nerve cell or neuron. Nerve cell can be called neuron also. Each nerve cell consists of cell body, nucleus, and axon and dendrites. These are the main parts of neuron. And in last slide also I told you, here also you can see the parts of this neuron: dendrite, cell body, axon, and then axon terminals. The brain, spinal cord, and nerves are all composed of nervous tissues. A neuron consists of cell body with a nucleus and cytoplasm. Here with the nucleus, cytoplasm will also be there at this portion. Okay, and from here long thin hair like parts arise. Usually each neuron has a single long part that is known as axon, and many short branch parts, they are known as dendrites. These are. An individual nerve cell may be up to a meter long. That is the longest tissue of human body. Many nerve fibers bound together by connective tissue and that make up a nerve. The signal that passes along the nerve fiber is called nerve impulse, and nerve impulse allow us to move our muscles when we want to. The functional combination of nerve and muscle tissue is fundamental to most of the animals. This combination enables animals to move rapidly in response to stimuli. How they are connected? Any stimulus will be received, any change in the environment will be received by the receptors in nerve cells, and then the message will pass to the brain, and then brain will allow or order to the muscles to contract or to relax or to move. So this is the combination of function, as I told you, the functional combination of nerve and muscle tissue. This is the fundamental to the animals to move their body parts. The transmission of the message can be seen over here. You can see the dendrites are receiving the message, and then the message is passing through the axon. It is going to nerve ending, and then from nerve ending to it will pass to the another neuron. Okay, and when message is passing, it looks like this. Now these are some questions from your textbook. Let me answer these questions for you so that you can write the answers in your fair book. Question 1 is name the tissues responsible for movement in our body. You know, in previous slide only I told you muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Combination of both the tissues are responsible for movement in our body. What does a neuron look like? I think now you can answer easily. A neuron looks like a small tree with fine hair-like structure arising from its terminals. The next question is give three features of cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are cylindrical, they are branched, and they are uninucleated, means they have only one nucleus. They are striated muscle fibers they have, and they are involuntary muscles. What are the functions of areolar tissue? If you remember, we did it in that part when we were discussing connective tissues. Areolar tissue is a type of connective tissue. Okay, the main function of areolar tissue is to fill the space inside the organs, to support internal organs, and to help in the repairing of tissues. Okay, here in the exercise the first question is define the term tissue, and you can answer it well. A group of cells that are similar in structure and perform same function is called a tissue. The second question is how many types of elements together make up the xylem tissue? Name them. So vessels, tracheids, xylem fiber, and xylem parenchyma. These are the components of xylem, and they together make up the xylem tissue. The next question is how are simple tissues different from complex tissue in plants? Simple tissues are made up of one type of cell, while complex tissues are made up of more than one type of cell. That is the main difference between simple and complex tissues. Next question is differentiate between parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma on the basis of their cell wall. Okay, so parenchyma has thin cell wall that is made up of cellulose. Collenchyma's cell wall is thickened at the corners. And why it is thickened? It is thickened due to the deposition of a special type of substance that is known as pectin. Sclerenchyma, the cell wall of this cell is thickened due to the deposition of another special type of substance that is known as lignin. Okay. Now the another question is what is the function of stomata? The main function of stomata is transpiration and exchange of gases. Question number 6 is diagrammatically show the difference between the three types of muscle fiber. Here you have to draw the diagrams of structure of three types of muscle tissues, and here is the diagram: striated muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscle. You can see the difference in the structure of all these three types of muscles. The next question is what is the specific function of the cardiac muscle? The specific function of cardiac muscle is rhythmic contraction and relaxation that helps in pumping action of the heart. The next question is differentiate between striated, unstriated, and cardiac muscles on the basis of their structure and site and location in the body. Means you have to tell the difference between their structures, their location point, and their site in the body. In this table, you will find your answer: shape, location, and light and dark bands. In striated muscles, the shape of the muscles is long They are cylindrical and they are unbranched and non-tapering, while unstated muscles are long but they have tapering ends and they are unbranched. Okay, cardiac muscles are also non-tapering, they are cylindrical in shape and they are branched. So that is the difference in all these three types of muscles in their structure. And striated muscles are found in hands, legs and skeletal muscles. Unstated muscles are found in the wall of stomach, intestine, ureter and bronchi lungs, and cardiac muscles are found in heart. Light and dark bands are present in striated muscles, while they are absent in unstated muscles, and they are present but very less prominent, means they cannot be seen clearly in cardiac muscles. Okay. Now the next question is draw a label diagram of a neuron. Here you will find the label diagram of a neuron. You can draw it in your notebook and you can label it. Question number 10 is name the following. The tissues that forms the inner lining of our mouth and the tissues that connect muscles to the bone in humans, the tissues that transports food in the plants, the tissues that stores fat in our body, connective tissue with a fluid matrix, and tissue present in the brain. Here are the answers. The first one is squamous epithelium that is present in inner lining of our mouth, and the tissue that connects the muscle to the bone is tendon. The tissue that transports food in the plants is phloem, and the tissue that stores fat in our body is adipose tissue. Connective tissue with a fluid matrix is blood, and tissue present in the brain is nervous tissue. Fine. Now the next question is question number 11, and that is identify the type of tissues in the following: in skin, in bark of the tree, in bone, in lining of kidney tubules, and in vascular bundle. And here is the answer. In skin you will find striated squamous epithelium tissue, and in bark of the tree you will find cork, that is the protective tissue, and in bones, that is connective tissue, lining of kidney tubule, cuboidal epithelial tissues, and vascular bundles are made up of conducting tissues. Question number 12 is name the regions in which parenchyma tissue is present. They are present in the pith of the roots and stems. What do we mean by pith? Actually, this part is known as pith. This one. This is known as pith. That is the pith of the fruit. And if I talk about the stem, so here you will find the pith. The central soft part of the stem is known as pith. So here you will find parenchyma. This is the answer of the second question. What is the role of epidermis in the plant? Actually, epidermis protect all the parts of the plant. The next question is how does the cork act as protective tissue? Question number 14. The cork acts as protective tissue because its cells are dead and they are compactly arranged without having any intercellular space. They have deposition of suberin on the walls that make them impervious to gases and water. The next question is you have to complete the following chart, and here are the blanks. These blanks you are supposed to fill. Actually, this is the chart of permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are of two types. Number one, simple tissue, and then the complex tissue. As you know, simple tissues are of three types. Out of those three types, one type is given over here and you are supposed to fill other two types. In the same manner, in complex type also, one part of complex tissue is given over here and the second one you are supposed to fill. So let me fill it for you. The first one is parenchyma and the collenchyma is filled over here. The third one is sclerenchyma. So now it is completed. The type of simple permanent tissues are completed. Now let me come to the another part of this. There are two types of complex tissues. One is xylem and another one is phloem. Okay. So now your chart is completed. So thank you, students. This was all about animal tissues and plant tissues. Your chapter is over here now. And your today's work is write down the question answers in your fair book and learn them. Next time I'll meet you with a new chapter, and by then you can write these question answer in your book. Thank you.